Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents. I'm Leanne, your host for this video, and I'm joined as always by Alan, my wonderful co-host.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
It's the first time you've called me wonderful ever.
No, it's not. We're here today with our reactions to AEW's most recent pay-per-view, All Out, which took place on Saturday the 7th of September in the Now Arena in Chicago. So if you haven't seen that event yet and are planning to, spoiler warnings that this is a reactions video, so we're going to be reacting to it and therefore mentioning finishes and all sorts of things. So that's your warning.
You've been warned.
You've been warned. We'll also be referencing our predictions, which we'll put a link to somewhere on the screen for you to go check out if you'd like to, where we did a bit of a run up to the event and our predictions for each match.
Apart from the 0 which we did in the description of said video.
Yes, because we didn't know any of the matches for 0 Hour until the day before the event, so that's fine. Great, so we'll get straight into the 0 Hour then. So we ended up with 4 matches.
Yep.
The first of which was the Acclaimed versus the Iron Savages. There wasn't a rap from the Acclaimed this time.
No.
Not even the hint of an attempt at one.
Nope.
I don't know if they were just running short on time, maybe, or if they're moving away from that.
I don't know. It felt weird.
But it did feel quite weird. We had the team of MXM watching on backstage and posing in various different poses every time the camera was on them, which was quite fun. But yeah, it was a fairly simple match for a nice opener to the event, I think. A bit of a warm-up.
Yeah.
I do find with the Savages are giving me kind of an Otis and Tucker steak and weights kind of
heavy
vibe.
machinery. Yeah,
yes. I don't know if that's something. But obviously, they previously were Bear Country.
Yeah, that's right.
So that it's sort of very much their team feels very familiar because they were that. So I was getting a bit of a weird feeling from them. But
yeah, I can see you getting that.
It's a good team.
Yeah, yeah. They had a good showing, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And hopefully we see more of them and I'll get more familiar with what they are now.
I don't know what you're going to say about this match, but it really looked like at some points that they were going to win it.
Yeah.
Over the Acclaimed, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good to see though, because the Acclaimed have been they're talking about being like the best wrestlers in AEW and
just Max
just
Caster actually.
So it's nice to see a bit of balance coming into it, I suppose.
I mean, my thing is put him against someone like Moxley or Danielson or Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay.
Yes.
You won't hold a candle to those guys. You'll see who the best wrestlers are, and it's not Max Caster. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, nothing much. Just like I said, fairly simple, bit of a standard thing. Is there anything you want to add before the finish?
There was that really good showing of strength by Boulder. I think he had someone up on his shoulders.
Oh, yes.
I think it was Caster, and then Bowens jumps off the rope to try and like cross body him or something. He just sort of picks him up midair whilst he's still got Caster on his shoulders, and he's just holding them both. And I'm just like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, like there's no effort whatsoever.
That was wild.
Just holds
that was
them,
incredible.
Walks a little bit and then slams them together.
That's incredible.
Very good. So the finish, Anthony Bowens manages to get Bronson up to slam him. I think he's had a few attempts through the match, and this is the one that was successful. And then Bowens pins Bronson for the Acclaim to win. Yeah, sorry, good start.
We did predict the Acclaim to win that one in our predictions description is what I was trying to get at.
Prediction description.
Yeah. So we picked the Acclaim to win that. We both got them correct.
Amazing. The next match then on 0 Hour was the Premier Athletes versus the team of Sammy Guevara, Dustin Rhodes, and Hologram.
Team Texas.
Team Texas.
I mean, they're all from Texas, so.
They are. So Team Texas it is.
Yep.
I believe this is the first time we're seeing Hologram in a pay-per-view situation, although obviously 0 Hour isn't
I mean,
it's pay-per-view, but adjacent.
I guess, pay-per-view adjacent,
It's a special event.
Yeah.
It works.
Yep. I still class it as a pay-per-view premiere.
And definitely looking forward to seeing more of Hologram, because, I mean, didn't disappoint. Dustin Rhodes is just he can still go.
Just a legend.
He's great. I mean,
He's an absolute legend.
the natural is right.
What more can you say, right?
And Sammy Guevara is Sammy Guevara. So
again, he's another one that's really going to go far.
Yeah, exactly.
People just need to start getting behind him. I don't know why people hate on Sammy so much. Sammy's great.
No, he is good.
He's a very humble person when you sort of see him outside of the environment, you know.
Yeah, he's had these characters that are tools.
Yeah,
but that's characters. I did kind of feel like this match was a little bit Team Dustin beats people up.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like that, yeah.
It didn't feel very even.
No.
But it was still fun to watch.
It's just a shame when you've got Tony Nese, Arya Daivari, and you've got Josh Woods, and they're all outstanding athletes, so yeah, it's...
They did get some offense, but it was pretty one-sided.
They've kind of become cannon fodder almost.
A little bit of jobbers. Maybe.
Yeah, enhancement. We use the words enhancement talent.
I'm so sorry.
Jobbers. Oh.
Enhancement talent.
Go back to the 90s.
But yeah, we did have Mark Sterling getting involved and distracting the ref, but then ends up getting punished himself and takes a tandem move from Dustin and Sammy. It was fun. But yeah, it's a fun match. Another good 0 hour offering.
Yeah. It was. I think that if they put Billy Gunn in with the Acclaimed and they'd had someone else join there in Savages, you literally could have called this the Trios Hour.
Yes,
and that would have been great. And I'm not sort of bashing that at all. No. I like trios matches, and both the first tag match, and this felt very non-stop. It was very frenetic. It was very chaotic energy, which was great. I'm not knocking it at all because I really liked this match. It was good.
Great. So with the finish, Dustin Rhodes hits the final reckoning on Josh Woods and pins him. So that's a team win for Team Texas. Oof.
Team Texas wins.
That one.
Yeah.
My word.
I still love that Dustin's been in the company since the start and he didn't win a single championship. Now he's got 2 different titles. Yeah. I love that. I do get the feeling he's probably coming down to the sort of last couple of years of his career, and that's probably why they're trying to give him all these accolades and stuff. Kind of like they do with Sting and like they do with Bryan Danielson. I get the feeling that's kind of like... you've done your time. You deserve this. Let's put some gold on you and see where it goes.
There's something on the Tron for Dustin's entrance. I can't remember what it said, but it definitely gave me one last
ride.
That's the one. One last ride. This definitely coming to the end, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see. You can still go, so finish on a high.
Yeah. In terms of predictions, Leanne predicted Team Hologram. I predicted Team Dustin. We both got it correct.
Team Texas.
Team Texas. I only came with that when they said the holograms from Texas on, I think it was on Rampage or Collision the other day, last night when we were watching it. I was like, oh, yeah.
So now it makes sense why those 3 are together.
Team Texas, yeah. And Hologram really worked well with Sammy and Dustin, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, Hologram's great. I want to see more of him. Next match, we have the Bang Bang Gang versus the Dark Order.
I like both these teams.
Yeah, they're both great. So Dark Order have been mainly working on Ring of Honor. So we haven't seen a lot of them because we don't watch that regularly.
No, we haven't enough time.
Too much wrestling. So it was really nice to see them in an actual match because we've had them they come in on one.
I mean, they were at the 0 hour for All In as well 2 weeks ago. So that's I know what you mean.
But we don't see them an awful lot.
No.
And sometimes it's just like a tribute or just a little run-in kind of thing. So it's nice to see them actually going, and they put on a really good show.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Dark Order is showing why they are one of the best trio tag teams, and they need to sort of be used more. Yeah, really, they sort of they've been there since the beginning as well. Dark Order, obviously, numerous members have left, or they've just sort of left the company. They've come back. They're not in Dark Order anymore and whatnot. Obviously, Brody Lee's no longer with us, the Exalted One. But I think Dark Order definitely needs to be used more. I really like John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I can think. Evil Uno as well. He doesn't really wrestle as much by the looks of it anymore. No. But those, when they start doing their tandem moves together, oh my God, it's insane to watch. It's so good. It's really so good. Yeah. This
was a really fun match. Bang Bang Gang are always fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love Bullet Club Gold.
Every time. Juice Robinson's just crazy. Yeah. I just love that character.
I'm kind of glad they kept that side of him from New Japan because he was always like that in New Japan when he was with regular Bullet Club. Yeah,
because you got the Guns who are, I guess, a bit macho and...
They're kind of very cocky. Very... arrogant.
Yeah,
I think
and
so.
then you add in Juice's just mental
just chaos.
It just works really well. But I also like seeing the Guns now. They've sort of moved away from the whole feud with the Acclaimed, and now
Thank God.
they're still like a bit jokey, but they are more serious as well now, and that's really good to see.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
And also Cat.
Meow.
So yeah. Cool. Anything else about this match?
No, yeah, it was a really good match. I thought it was, again, much like the last two matches. It was constant. There was next to no sort of stoppage or downtime.
Mm-hmm.
It felt great. Like, you can do that with trios or tag matches because you just keep the fresh guys constant.
Yeah.
So there's no, like, taking a sleeper hold for, like, 2 minutes to try and get your breath back and whatnot, you know?
No, exactly. So Juice Robinson hits Evil Uno multiple times. So it's like just strikes, I believe.
The juice is loose.
And pins Evil Uno for a win for the Bang Bang Gang.
I do wonder, in terms of predictions, we both predicted Bullet Club Gold to win.
Mm-hmm.
And we both got that one correct, obviously. I do wonder where they're going to take this once Switchblade's back.
Yeah.
Obviously, Switchblade's out with an injury at the moment. I don't know what his recovery time's like. I'm not entirely certain what the injury is. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this when he comes back.
Yeah, definitely. So then there was a segment where Skye Blue comes out.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
For a sort of interview on how she's doing recovery-wise. I'm getting cat fur in my drink. And that ends up with Mariah May coming out and attacking Skye Blue.
Yeah.
Skye Blue having a broken ankle and being on crutches and literally not being able to let her foot touch the ground. But Skye Blue is aided by Queen Aminata, who comes out and chases Mariah May off and helps Skye Blue up. So,
that's going to be a match as well because Aminata's really coming into her own as well.
Yeah,
I feel.
definitely.
Again, another sort of Dark disciple back in the day when Dark was still running, Dark Elevation. Then she's obviously been in Ring of Honor for a little bit. She's been sort of dipping in and out of Rampage and Collision and Dynamite.
Yeah, she's had some good matches.
I get the feeling this is going to lead into a match at some point with Mariah May, and that's going to be good for, I think, for Queen Aminata, and it's probably going to be good for Mariah May as well. Like, Mariah May's really sort of going up and up and up, and I think it's good to have different opponents all the time, you know?
It does make me wonder about Skye Blue in terms of House of Black and whether that's sort of been put in the bin a bit.
Why would Skye Blue and the House of Black be a thing?
With Julia Hart.
Skye Blue was never in House of Black.
No, she wasn't in it.
Yeah, but she was just a friend of Julia. That's all that was.
There was like a link.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, without Julia being there, you can't really still draw the link, can you? That's the thing.
I'm just interested
we'll see
to
what
see
happens.
if it comes back after.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when everything sort of comes back. But I don't think that's particularly a thing.
Okay. Now we come to the last match on the Countdown show.
Yep.
Forgotten the name of it.
Zero.
Zero.
Trios Hour.
Trios Hour. With our next Trios match. So we've got Top Flight versus the team of Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and the Beast Mortos versus Undisputed Kingdom. I thought this was a really well put together match.
Oh, this was nuts.
It's so many different styles and different team dynamics that worked really well.
Yeah. Like when I saw why is Beast Moriarty, jeez, why is Beast Mortos being put in with Shane Taylor Promotions, but then you kind of see them working together, and it's like, okay, you're kind of getting the heavy hitter, you're getting the quick, swift guy with Leo Moriarty, and you kind of got that middle ground with Beast Mortos because you can do a bit of both. Yeah, I was really impressed with the Beast Mortos.
Yeah,
he's been really impressive through all of the matches I've seen him in so far.
I've enjoyed watching his matches coming up, and it just seems like he's got so much talent, and I just want to see more and more of him, see him progress.
I'm not sure if he's a CMLL talent or if he's just sort of just joined the company. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain on that one.
He's been around for quite a few matches now in AEW.
Maybe a month or two, maybe.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, this is really good. It's a great match to finish off 0 Hour to lead into the main show.
Yep.
Great action. Tandem moves.
Yeah. I mean, I've literally put this pure chaos because that's exactly what it was. It was phenomenal. We need more like this.
Yeah.
I really want to see more trios, triple threat matches.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay. So the finish, Beast Mortos had like Dante Martin dead to rights, and Roderick Strong comes in and steals it and pins Dante Martin for a win for the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah. In terms of predictions, you got that one correct. I picked Top Flight to win. I figured they were going to go Top Flight, but yeah.
Amazing. Point for me.
Yep. Let's see how long it lasts.
We'll see.
Okay.
So now we're into the main show, All Out in Chicago. And what a show it was. Good fun. our first match, we start off with MJF versus Daniel Garcia.
I am surprised they opened with this, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah, it was really good. So we start off with Garcia attacking MJF before his entrance is even finished.
Yeah. Before MJF's entrance even finished. Yeah, Garcia didn't even get an entrance. Yeah. Just sort of clarify on that.
Great. There's so much emotion in this match and just genuine feeling. It just really came through for both guys. I felt like this match had like phases to it.
Yeah.
And showed like every type of pro wrestling through it.
It really did.
A lot of submissions being used, which MJF isn't exactly.
No, when he started slapping on submissions, like, what is going on?
Then you've got both of them then just trading submissions, and it looked really close for both of them at various points. It's very good, like a real showcase of talent, which I think is great for Garcia, where he's taking that next step and entering that next like tier in AEW.
Yeah.
So being able to show the fans on a big stage, I can do this, I can do that, I can
against
the
former world champion.
These boxes. Watch me go.
Against the former world champ, the longest reigning world champ in AEW.
So, excellent. This was chaos and violence, and that's sort of the tagline for most of this show, I think, in general. Chaos and violence, which we love. Have you got anything in particular you wanted to highlight?
I've already said it. I think it was a fantastic opener.
Yeah.
Just really got the crowd invested. There was so much with the story and the drama and everything, and it was just really hard hitting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice to see Daniel Garcia putting aside that dancing stuff. I think we talked about this on the predictions. I want to see him put that aside, put it to bed. It's done. Let's put your serious face on. Let's put your big boy pants on. Let's get the Red Death back out. Yeah, you know. And he definitely did pull that out in this match.
Definitely. Okay, so coming into the finish, Garcia has MJF in the corner, but MJF pulls the ref in the way to protect himself. He then sort of pushes the ref out of the way and manages to get a low blow in on Garcia behind the ref's back. Right. He then hits a jackknife and pins Daniel Garcia to win.
Dirty bleep.
By no means one-sided fight.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Obviously, with the predictions, we did predict MJF to win because there was, I think this is going to go longer than just the one match. So we see how we go.
Yeah, which is shown by the post-match fallout, where MJF shakes Garcia's hand. It seems fine. MJF raises Garcia's hand and then goes for the low blow, but Garcia catches it because obviously it was going to be a low blow. And Garcia hits one of his own. Garcia gets MJF to the turnbuckle, spits in his face, and hits a pile driver from the ropes.
Yeah.
And then he copies what MJF did to him, cradling his head, kissing him on the forehead, and then just letting him go.
Yeah.
And it leaves through the crowd.
It seems to me that this might be MJF taking some time off.
Yeah.
Like a injury angle almost.
Could well be.
Which is fine. Yeah. You don't want to overdo it.
Nope.
You know, MJF, he's done a lot since he's come back in, May? He's been literally there constantly, and it's been good.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you kind of need to let him take a bit of a breather.
He's had a couple of really big matches in short succession, so a break would be good. And it also gives Garcia some time to grow and show what he can do against other competitors, then build himself up ready for that return and the fallout of whatever happens.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea.
And I think obviously I do believe that this storyline isn't done, but I think this will probably end up leading into MJF versus Adam Cole.
Yeah.
At some point, when Cole's ready to return, obviously.
I hope you don't plan on making notes because the cat is now asleep on your notes.
I don't need to make notes. I just need to read them. Yeah.
Cool. So after that, we have a little backstage view of Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page.
Oh yeah, with that
confined
security
in their changing rooms with security. So we've been told that they're not allowed to leave their changing rooms until their match at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So that's fun. They're just going to be seething there for a few hours. It's fine. And that takes us on to our next match, which is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We have the Young Bucks versus Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli.
Blackpool Combat Club.
This isn't a bad match. Wasn't bad. I did feel like there was a lot of repetition in it.
Yeah.
From Castagnoli in particular.
Yeah, the uppercuts.
An awful lot of uppercuts. And I did get a bit bored of it.
Yeah.
I also find that his character is a very strong character.
Yeah.
But the
Well, it's not even that. He's a strong person.
Yes, he is. But the no selling and how easy he was reversing some of the moves did rub me up the wrong way a little bit. It was a bit like, I'm a superhero, I can take anything. So it's fun for a while, but I think I'm over it.
Yeah. No, I get it. And I put hell of a match on the side of the Bucks because they know how to do tag team wrestling. They I think one of the commentators said they're tag team surgeons.
Yeah,
and that is absolutely the case. Absolutely the case. And they really, carried isn't the right term, but for me, they were the highlight of the match for me.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Even when they were sort of getting pounded and the sort of the mannerisms and the way they were trying to get about things, that was really great. Obviously, as you say, the uppercuts, that got really old really quick.
A lot of uppercuts.
Running back and forth by Claudia across the ring, that got really old really quick. The swing is getting really old really quick.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, that was 20 revolutions. No, it wasn't. It was like, seconds. It was 20 seconds, which is probably about 12. If you go back and watch it, a revolution is a full 360, not like 275.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's bugged me from the start of the swing.
Yeah.
But Wheeler Yuta has got some real skill, and he's definitely coming up. He's very much an underdog character, which I think they could probably do more with.
Yeah.
Maybe I think in a different setting. I don't know.
And we'll see what happens with him going forward.
Yeah. So to finish off, Claudio Castagnoli tries to fastball special Yuta into Matthew Jackson, but Matthew Jackson gets his knees up, and then off that manages to pin Wheeler Yuta, while Nicholas Jackson has Castagnoli stuck in the corner, so held him back. Yeah. So that's a win for the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I did probably notice I was looking a bit worried there for a minute.
Yeah, there was some close calls.
It's like,
It's that superhero thing. Is Castagnoli just like brushing everything off?
Yeah.
Like, they're never gonna be able to get him.
Yeah. In terms of predictions, we both predicted the Bucks to retain, and the Bucks retained.
Hey. All right, next match. Moving straight on to the AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay versus the Bastard. If I say it in my normal accent, it just sounds really posh.
Yeah, it kind of does, yeah.
Gotta say bastard. It sounds terrible.
And this is why our videos run long, folks.
Oh, it's fine. So yeah, I wasn't quite expecting this match to come so soon.
No, I just spent that more towards the end.
But it was excellent. Loved this match.
I put nail biter.
Yeah, it was. I always amazed how well they managed to pace some matches with the ebbs and flows that keep you on your feet without draining you too much. And that's what this was. It really had fast segments and then slow segments for you to catch your breath, and just worked very well. There were some really impressive counters right from the start. They were just
they know each other quite well.
They know each other so well and able to turn around any move into another move. It wasn't just counter and stop all the time. It's now something else.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention or you won't know who's actually
on the receiving and giving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ricochet was watching backstage in a very suave looking pinstripe suit. Very suave. I really, really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Pac's just brilliant. Ospreay's great. It's British wrestling. What's not to like?
I know, right? We're not biased. We're not Brits.
Nope.
Wait, are we? Are we Brits?
We are Brits, yeah. We're just
You got to check something. You got to check something, isn't it?
You got to check. We're Brits. Cool. Any highlights you want to go for?
I didn't make any notes for this because I was just too glued to it.
This whole match is a highlight. I think if you're going to watch one match in this card, I'd probably pick this one out. That probably spoils the wrap up at the end, but whatevs. It's a good match. It's a proper wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
So coming to the finish, Ospreay hits what you determined was an avalanche Oscutter.
Yeah, it's kind of taken from the top, so they tend to sort of call the top rope as avalanche. So. And
then a Styles Clash, followed by a Hidden Blade.
Yep.
And pins Pac to win and retain. There were some other like falls in this one, if I remember rightly.
There was.
But yes, we've got Ospreay retaining his championship.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. How do we do?
We both predicted Ospreay to retain, and Ospreay retained.
Yay!
Ding!
Ding. The next match, not so much like straight wrestling, but Chicago street fight.
Yep.
Between Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. This is sort of another grudge match kind of feel.
Yeah.
And it was quite brutal. I think we were expecting this one to be quite a bloodthirsty match.
Yeah.
Did not.
We spoke about the former women's sort of street fights.
Yes.
In our predictions.
Mm-hmm. And it was excellent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
I do get nervous with women's matches on pay-per-views because they can be so hit and miss.
Yeah.
Either because of the wrestlers or because of the storyline, various reasons. But this was it was written to be a successful match. And Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale are excellent performers and put it all out there. And it was excellent. I enjoyed it. And there was some really good wrestling as well as all the other stuff. The, like extra bits. I didn't like light tubes. I don't like light tubes.
No, I'm not a fan of light tubes.
It's too scary. But Willow did hit Statlander with 3 light tubes taped together.
Yeah, like a kendo stick. Yeah.
Luckily, it was just a one hit. She did wield the shard, but then discarded it. So once you start using the broken glass, that's where it gets
chased
scary.
Stokely off, didn't she, with that?
Yes, she did. So it's okay. But that was the kind of moment for me in this one. And yes, that's the technical term. I think that the more surprising thing that came out was the dog collar chain. I guess it's dog collar.
Yeah, they called it
with 2, I guess, dog collar straps, but they were wristband size.
Yeah, as opposed to necks. Dog collar usually goes around the neck.
Yes, they had one on each wrist. Ended up being a bit of a strap match, I suppose.
Yeah, chain match.
Chain match. Which was interesting because I don't think I've seen that often.
No.
Being chained together. They've done chained together stuff before.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember the last match where they did that.
But I was feeling at the time, because Statlander put it on Willow and then put it on herself.
She got the ref to help her on because she couldn't put it on herself.
It's not easy to do. But in my mind, that's putting herself at the same disadvantage. If she'd chained Willow to something, then she'd have had the advantage over her. But chaining yourself to the other person gives the other person the same sort of leverage to use against you.
I would say that Statlander is stronger than Willow.
Probably.
And I feel that maybe that's where that came from.
Yeah.
That if Willow tried to sort of get distance, Statlander could just be like, nope, yoink. That's kind of the way I took it.
True. But they didn't really have a lot of opportunity to showcase what they could do with it.
No, it was only a couple of minutes after that. Ended,
which takes us to the finish, unless you got anything else.
No, I thought it was a really good match, and it was vicious, and it was exactly what I was expecting it to be.
So Statlander uses the chain. She wraps it around Willow's neck and face through the mouth.
Yeah.
And the ref calls the stoppage. I know Statlander. Willow was sort of waving her hand, but it didn't look like a tap. I suppose the ref decided that she couldn't defend herself anymore. Yeah. That was that. Call it off.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Safety first, guys.
In terms of prediction, you wanted Willow to win, and I picked Statlander to win, so I got that one right.
Yep. Was that my desired result thing?
Honestly, I don't remember, because you never do it on the video, so I never remember, so I need to go back and look at that. That's the problem. When she came to me when I was editing going, that's my desired result, and I really don't remember because I didn't make a note of it.
Wow.
So we might have to put a rule in where you have to do it when we're recording.
I did say it when we were recording that might be, so...
Might isn't a yes, though, is it?
Okay. I think it was, though.
I can't remember.
Okay, so after this match, then, we have an interview segment with Will Ospreay, who sort of thanks Pac for the match and says he can have a rematch at some point if he wants it.
I'd be down for that.
And also calls out Ricochet, and then Ricochet comes out talking smack, and yeah, they're excited to have a match together. But Ospreay's essentially saying that Ricochet needs to get wins under his belt first.
Yeah, because
wins and losses they're lined up. They're all lined up. So
yeah, go speak to Tony Khan, get some wins under your belt.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. We got some Ricochet.
Was it stop sitting in the back
up.
claiming a paycheck? I think that's the wording he used, wasn't it?
So now you've finished watching.
It's like a benefits thing.
Maybe stop watching and do something. Cool. That was that. And we go on to our next match for the AEW Continental Championship. And this is a 4-way match between Orange Cassidy, Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada.
Yep.
This is another great match. Yeah. Action-filled from start to finish. So many near falls. I feel like any of these guys could have won at those certain points where they could have all done it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Don Callis on commentary, so the crowd are just swearing at him.
Yeah.
I didn't write a huge amount of notes because there was again
It's just so
that's a
much going
highlight
on.
reel.
Yeah, so much
It's
going on.
so good. Orange Cassidy just having fun, and him and Mark Briscoe just had a bit where they were both soft slapping each other,
Yeah.
and then they sort of
Kind of
in
nodded, and was
recognition,
like, let's go.
and then went for it, which was a nice moment because they're obviously both part of the conglomeration. I don't like that name.
Yeah.
Too long a word.
That's the reason.
But it was great. You got two American guys, you got two Japanese guys,
Yeah.
and at certain times they were against their countrymen, and certain times they were working with the countrymen, and it was just like a good mix of action going on. So really enjoyable. Anything in particular from you?
I thought that was awesome. Again, I didn't
awesome.
take many notes because it was
All good.
We need more 4-ways for a start.
Yes.
Much like the Trios 3-ways, this was great. I love a good 4-way.
They can be not so good, but
Yeah.
AEW tends to do them well.
I kind of want to see Okada versus Takeshita 1-on-1 as well.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great match.
I feel like that was maybe not like teased, but they
It's
had
kind
a
of with
moment in
it,
the ring,
they're kind of hinting towards it a little
ooh,
bit.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No doubt Don Castle pull some strings and get Takeshita a title match at some point.
For sure.
But yeah, I really like this. I thought it was fantastic.
We get to the end of the match then, and Okada essentially just clears everyone out the ring.
Yep.
Orange Cassidy gets back in and gets hit by a Rainmaker. Okada pins Orange Cassidy to win and retain the championship.
Yep.
For the Elite.
Yeah. So the predictions video we did, we kind of touched on this. We didn't know who the 3 competitors were going to be in contention for this title, but we did just update the description of our predictions video. I picked Okada as my desired result, and I got that one obviously correct. And Leanne, I think you picked Okada anyway.
I did.
Yeah. I kind of felt that they were going to lean towards Takeshita, which is why I used my desired result for this one.
You see, in my head, I remembered what you'd said about the Elite. If they start losing gold, that's it.
Which is kind of why having the Bucks go first in the tag match was very worrying, because if they lose, Okada's going to lose, in my mind, you know, and I don't want to see Okada lose that yet. But then is that going to hold true for Jack Perry also, you know?
Very
so,
true.
You know, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was great. And it's good to see the Rainmaker just getting another good showing.
Yeah, it was awesome. All these guys are great. I know I do get annoyed with Mark Briscoe sometimes, but I think he did really well in this match.
Yeah.
There's still that contention of, is using the chair actually legal?
Well, in a 4-way, he would even disqualify.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
It is, yeah. But like Mark Briscoe he's good, don't get me wrong.
He is.
He's more of a tag team guy for me.
Yeah.
If you put him in a singles match, it's too much of him for me.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, that's going to sound bad, but that's just the way it is.
We're in a multi-man match like this, you kind of get a little bit, and that's good. All right, we're going a bit early to your favourite segment.
Okay.
The signs of the pay-per-view. The signs of the pay-per-view. There you go, hold that.
Oh, geez, thanks.
Okay, this is the segment where I tell you what signs I managed to read.
And she gets to cover my face up.
Cover your face, so you can have a little sleep behind there as long as you still hold the sign up straight. I picked my 3
Hang on,
top
let me get my spirit
signs.
level out. Let me get my spirit.
So in 3rd place, this pay-per-view, I forgot my scissors. Obviously, it had happened when the Acclaimed were out during 0 hour. And I do wonder if that's true, because people bring scissor signs.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you meant somebody actually forgot the actual scissors for a second. So you wouldn't get them in, pal. You wouldn't get them in.
No, you wouldn't get them in. In 2nd place, which is why it's going in this spot, really, Mercedes Phone.
Wee.
They did it with the like apostrophe as well. So.
I see you.
Oh, there's through the holes. And in 1st place, Orange Cassidy, and then there's a little bit that said insert artwork here, and another bit that said insert cool slogan here.
It said cool logo.
Cool logo. That one. It was creative.
It's your thing.
It's my signs of
yeah. But for me, that's an awful sign, because they're just basically replicating what Orange does on his Tron.
Exactly.
No, it's boring. Nope.
It's what Orange Cassidy would do.
Orange Cassidy would have used a whole sheet of white paper and a black marker. Yeah.
I liked it, and that's my sign. So if you have that, if that is your sign, or if you know whose sign that was, please let me know in the comments, because I'll send you a prize, or send whoever it is the prize. The insides of the pay-per-view. The insides of the pay-per-view. Which leads us nicely to the next match, which is for the world.
It's not time for the main event.
The TBS World Championship. Hikaru Shida versus Mercedes Mone.
Derailed you hard on that one.
You did. You did. but we move. One word.
Cheetah.
Fine. It was fine. It wasn't awful.
I got another word for you. Carried.
Yeah, Ishida was a great. I don't want to dwell on it too much because you guys know how I feel about Mercedes Mone.
If you've been with us before, anyway.
There were a lot of signs like Mercedes Phone and others that hinted that we're not the only ones.
They echo our sentiments.
Yeah, they do. It was a lot of the time she just looked so frail. So fragile, and then Shida like throwing her around,
like a delicate little flower.
So delicate. I'm like, you have no right to win this match, but okay. Shida was excellent. She was brilliant. We had a moment where Shida comes out with a decorative kendo stick as a part of her gimmick.
I think it's got some cherry blossoms painted on it.
It's the prettiest kendo stick I've ever seen. And that's just like on the side, out of the way. Mercedes grabs it at one point. Shida grabs the other end. They have a bit of a tug of war, which ends up in Mercedes being like pulled into
it's kind of the stick is
post.
here, and that's the post. It's on the inside of the post under the ropes.
Which made my brain go, would that be DQable? I don't know. And we had a bit of a mini back and forth of, well, Mercedes picked it up first, so the ref's discretion could be she got what she was asking for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hitting with the stick. It was just a byproduct of not letting go.
Mercedes could have let go of it, and it would have been she wouldn't have got hit by the ring post. So she brought on herself.
Grey areas, it's fine. But then you've got Shida in the ring with the kendo stick, looking like she wants to hit Mercedes, and I'm torn because I'm like, just do it. She deserves it. But also, I don't want you to lose. But Shida doesn't hit. She throws it out the way, but then turns it back. No,
she slams it down on the mat.
She slammed it down.
Yeah, she hits it on the mat.
But turns her back on Mercedes in the meantime.
Yes.
Which isn't great, because then Mercedes gets you, because she's sneaky. Have you got anything to say about this match?
2 words. Shida carried.
Shida carried.
I already covered this. I'm not surprised.
Mercedes hits the moneymaker and pins Shida to win. And rotate.
Yeah, we both got that one right. Next.
Guess what, Alan?
What? It's time for the main event. Part 1.
We both went a different direction.
We did,
yeah. It's fine.
You can see we don't plan some of this stuff. We don't really plan much of anything when we're doing these.
I love the spontaneity, even though it makes me so anxious. So our first main event, I suppose... She
gets anxious because I'm funnier.
A little bit. Our first main event, and I suppose the sanctioned main event.
It's the official main event.
For the AEW World Championship, this is Jack Perry versus Bryan Danielson. This is great. Yeah, you use Final Countdown again. They're really spending that cash.
Do you think you got a buy 5, get 2 free offer?
Maybe. They've got to use them all before he finishes wrestling.
Yeah. Well, we've had 4. So you've got 3 left, right?
3 matches left.
So he's got 1 more retention, if he retains here, in this case. And then 1 more coming to the ring and 1 loss, because they won't play the Final Countdown on the way out, right?
True.
So, yeah.
That sounds good.
Buy 5, get 2 free.
Yeah. We'll see if that maths works out. This is another action-filled match from start to finish. A really great watch.
Perry has a nice little special entrance.
Yeah, he does. He's got his bus.
Yeah.
And they've got the sound of the police radio where they're saying that they're out looking for him, describing the bus.
We're looking for the scapegoat, basically. And
then he gets to the arena in the bus, and then is escorted to the ring by the Young Bucks and a bunch of people in, I guess, riot gear. One of the Bucks is holding the title. The other Buck is holding the mask, the goat's head. They're pretty cool. So yeah, Scapegoat versus the Dragon. Good stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah. We have a ref bump. A big one. He hit a Psycho knee, yeah. So, wasn't it a drop kick? I think it looked more like a Psycho knee to me. I thought it was feet to face. Either way, he went down for a long time. Oh, he went hard. And that allows the Young Bucks to come out and attack Bryan Danielson. Yep. And they're run off by the BCC. Yep. Claudio and Yuta. not Pac. He's not BCC. He's just part of the
Yeah,
TS
he's just
bra-
kind of hanging
barbecue
around with the
thing.
cool kids, I guess.
So,
He's just sitting in the back in his pants still.
Yep. And then they get the wrap up, and Jack Perry attacks back Danielson, but Danielson kicks out of the pin attempt. So he's still going. It was just a lot of that, really. That was the only like bit of interference, but that's like the level of energy for the whole match.
Yeah. It was again. It was I wouldn't say it was constant. That's not accurate.
No, it was again like ebbs and flows.
Yeah, peaks and troughs. But the troughs weren't like, oh, this is so slow.
No.
It was still a good level.
Definitely. Anything you've got before the finish?
There was a point where Danielson hits a Briscoe knee and Jack Perry kicks out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And as the camera sort of zooms on Bryan Danielson, he's just kind of smirking like, all right, this kid's got it. I like this. You know, he's giving up a good fight. I like this. And I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like giving Jack Perry the rub without giving Jack Perry the rub.
For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah. It's like, this ain't no Jungle Boy.
Yeah. I enjoy this.
Yeah,
I really enjoy this.
Really good.
Jack Perry definitely had a good showing with this.
Oh, for sure. He's
The crowd started
so
chanting Crimea River, and he was lapping that up, and that was great.
Yeah. Definitely mixed reactions from the crowd. You're going to get that because you're in
he's
Chicago.
He's a heel.
And he's a heel. There's various
But
things.
I don't think I hear... Well, no, I think we'd one single Pepsi Phil chant, and that got shut down really hard.
Thanks, Chicago. So the finish, Bryan Danielson hits a Briscoe knee on Jack Perry, who he opened his arms.
He's like, give it to me.
This is it. Yeah, there's no way I'm coming back from this.
He's scapegoating, right?
Yeah, scapegoat. So he gets pinned, and Bryan Danielson retains.
On terms of predictions, we both predicted Bryan Danielson to retain. But I am glad that Jack Perry had a really good showing on this.
Yeah.
I think his stock has gone up.
Oh, for sure.
Quite a lot from this. I thought that was great.
He's on the move. The post-match stuff.
Let's go.
So the ref is raising Bryan Danielson's arm, and out comes Kill Switch.
Yeah, just kind of left behind, and it's like, what the hell?
He's there. He attacks Danielson.
It's like a horror movie.
And then he turns and sees Jack Perry in the corner, and he sort of like tilts his head.
They both kind of looking at each other like,
it's like recognition sort of thing, and then he walks slowly.
It's been a long
towards
time
Jack
since
Perry
Jurassic
in the corner.
Express.
But then Christian Cage's music hits, and Kill Switch just goes straight up.
Yeah.
Like hypnotism, right? He's in his head. Out comes Christian Cage with his family.
And the Casino Gauntlet contract.
Yeah, he's got the contract under his arm, which is a title match at any time. So he's obviously planning to cash in. But out comes Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
And stands
didn't even see him, he just sort of pans
No.
across, and Moxley's standing there. It's like, whoa!
So he stands between Christian Cage and the ring. Christian Cage is still got numbers advantage, so they are advancing. But then out comes Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac, who stand with Moxley until Christian and the gang back off.
Kind of retreat, yeah.
Moxley gets in the ring.
I didn't see when Jack Perry left the ring, actually, either. Obviously,
Probably
doing
just
this
chaos,
bit,
yeah.
but yeah, it's just like, I just realised I didn't see him leaving.
No, that's the art of it. Like, I'm not needed anymore.
Yeah, bye-bye!
So Moxley gets in the ring, as well as the rest of Blackpool Combat Club.
And
Plus Pac. He hugs Danielson, celebrates with him, and it's all lovely. And then Claudio Castagnoli attacks Danielson.
Uppercuts him.
Of course, because why wouldn't it be an uppercut?
And Danielson's kind of on the mat, and he's just looking up like,
what? Uppercut?
And then in the background, oh god.
Moxley has a plastic bag and puts it over Danielson's head and holds it there for a long time.
And meanwhile, Pac's grabbing Yuta to restrain him and stop him interjecting.
Wheeler Yuta is screaming and crying and trying to get out. Pac's holding him back. There are "This is murder" chants.
Yeah.
It was wild because they kept showing like Danielson's face with this bag over his head, and you could see the breath pulling the bag in and out. So you're like, there's no air going in this bag. Well, there obviously is, because otherwise it would be like suction. But it's safe, it's fine. But it's a lot.
But you did say you spotted a hole and he was holding it.
I'm pretty sure it ripped at one point, and then Danielson was holding it.
I'd imagine it's a gimmick. That's obviously a gimmick bag. It's meant to be ripped. But but don't try this at home, kids.
But what a visual, though, because literally that is someone trying to physically destroy someone.
I mean, Mox has always been a bit like unhinged, but
This is murder.
The hell is going on?
Commentators are going wild, and then eventually they head off.
Yeah, JR's going nuclear at this point.
Yeah, he's not happy. And
I'm
the
not-
medical come out and get some oxygen and heart monitors and everything, and carry Danielson out because apparently the budget for stretchers has been spent this year.
I mean, between this and the sort of the next match, which we'll talk about in a minute with JR, he was really getting on my nerves.
I know.
It really
It's
was.
like, yeah, you don't have to be here if you don't want.
Yeah, mate, if you don't like it,
Whew.
go away. Like, especially the next match, which is an unsanctioned match. You
Yeah.
know what's going to happen. Shut up.
So let's move on to that match, shall we? So this is a lights out cage
It's
match.
time for the
other
main event, part 2.
Lights out cage match. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland.
Who's Cinders?
Swerve Cinders.
I said, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about this match, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Me too, not going to lie.
We'll get there. Okay, so I guess to start off, as the cage starts to come down, Swerve's attacking Hangman Adam Page.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And then sort of has him down like on the ring apron, so his head's hanging off, as if to allow the cage to come down on the neck.
Yeah. But then Hangman's kind of got Swerve at the same time.
So then Nana just pushes them both in because
He doesn't want his boss getting killed, right?
no. The staple gun is sort of the first tool that's used.
Certainly not the first time we've seen that.
No, we've seen the staple gun before, but Swerve's got his family pictures that he'd been showing in his
This is
the
my
vignette
family
they
home,
did
yeah.
about the family home
Yeah.
and him buying it. So he's got those pictures and staples them to Hangman, which is always fun.
Yeah, to his face and his chest.
Hangman's
Not
got
in that order.
a wooden stake made out of a burnt part of Swerve's house. Like, what? But then Swerve uses that on Hangman. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine.
I think one thing I want to say with this is, what the hell is up with the ref?
Yeah, that's
You
like
don't
the
need
next
to
thing I was
do
gonna
this.
say.
You don't need to use the chair.
You
Mate,
was
it's unsanctioned. You just had to
literally-
count the fall. Shut up.
He's literally holding onto the chair to stop Hangman from picking it up. Like, they've been using staple guns. They've been using cinder blocks. What? Why is it the chair you got a problem
All
with?
he's there to do is count the fall or submission.
Yeah, and they mentioned that on commentary.
Yeah.
And yet I don't know, I guess it was for the spot because they had a bit where the ref is then kneeling over the chair and Swerve launches off his back.
Yeah. Or
So
there was a
wanted
point.
to get to that bit.
There was a point,
but-
I think, with Hangman buckshots off him.
Yeah. But
But
it
yeah.
pulls you out of it then. 'cause
It
you're like,
does,
there's
it
no
does.
point.
You're getting angry at the
Yeah.
ref because the ref clearly doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Just leave him do it.
Yeah.
If he wants to use the chair, he can use the
If you
chair.
do want to be the ref for this match, maybe you shouldn't have drawn the short straw, huh?
Just leave. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
It's not
just-
sanctioned. It's lights out. It's not like you're going to get fired for not wanting to referee this match.
Mhm.
Someone else will do it. It's fine.
Sure, Aubrey would have been fine with it.
And the same with JR, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And
This is too far. This is too much. Oh, he's hitting him with a chair. Oh, he's hitting him with a block. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Jim Ross, shut up.
again,
It's unsanctioned.
You could have just walked off.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
Yeah.
sit there and commentate this match.
Mhm. This isn't wrestling. No, they never said it was a wrestling match. They said it was an unsanctioned, lights-out steel cage match.
Yes, this isn't about wrestling.
They said nothing about wrestling in this. It was going to be a fight from the start.
But like partway through the match, I think like maybe 2/3, someone had a little bit.
I
of a
reckon
word.
Tony Khan told him off. Yeah, all the
'cause
bucks.
He calmed down a bit and he was like, "Oh, this is brutal. This is exactly what they were meant to be
yeah.
doing." So yeah,
Okay, slight tangent here, but I appreciate everything Jay has done for the
Yes,
business, but I really
100%.
think it's time for him to hang up the hat. I think it's time for him to go home, relax, retire, enjoy the rest of your life. He's clearly got health issues, and I'm really great that he's gotten over a lot of those bad things that he's done, but I do feel that having that in the company is detrimental to what the company's trying to do.
It's really difficult because, like you say, he's an institution and people love him, and when he's coming out, people are cheering for him. But maybe if
They
you're
don't even do
him,
the fanfare of him coming out
no,
anymore.
They haven't. They didn't for All In, and they didn't
Nope.
for All Out.
He's just there at the desk. It's not even coming out to be like, "Hi guys."
Yeah, but maybe like if he's going to commentate, just do it for a straight wrestling match.
Yeah, this would have been a better thing for Pac and Ospreay.
Yeah, it would have been probably great for that.
Yeah.
But when it goes this far, clearly he doesn't.
Between
it.
JR and the ref, it was really kind of distracting.
It was. Nevertheless, this was a crazy match.
Oh, it was savage.
The most violent match. I don't know if it's the most violent match, but some of the stuff was just like, oh my god. We'll get to that in a minute.
Or the cinder block for a start.
The cinder block, I mean, you could see Swerve's back bend the wrong way.
Well, Hangman got dropped on it and scraped himself up.
He got a massive graze on it. It's probably going to bruise like hell.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, maybe until the finish, where I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this anymore.
Yeah.
Anything you want to go before I explain?
I mean, before you get the finish, I just kind of went, WTF, because of the finish, and I went, it's a bit far.
It is a bit far. So, okay.
Didn't like this bit.
Hangman Adam Page grabs Swerve and pulls his grill out, the gold. I don't know how top. It's attached. I always thought it was like...
I think it's like a veneer, isn't it?
I think so. So maybe it's just like, like a mouth guard thing. So hopefully...
The thing I thought they were going for is usually they try and help prevent knockouts. Yeah. So when fighters use the like Claudio does, the gum shield, it helps to prevent knockouts.
Okay.
I kind of figured that's what that was going to do, and he was going to like stomp him on the cinder block or something.
Well, he does get anyway. So the grill's out. It's on the floor. Swerve is like trying to grab it. I guess it's precious to him. Whatever. It's probably gold. Solid gold.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then Hangman goes to this big box that they've been pulling.
It's the bag in the corner he pulled this from.
Bag.
Yeah.
Pulls out a needle, a hypodermic needle.
Yeah.
And he puts it.
What?
I couldn't quite tell what part of Swerve's mouth it went through. It was either the cheek or the gum.
Yeah, to me it looked like the cheek. He kind of opened his mouth and kind of in there, and then you could kind of see him trying to do this as if he was trying to poke it right through.
Yeah, I think that must have been he was trying to get the visual of it coming through.
I don't know, because he did do the plunger. If that's the case, why would you do that? I get the feeling they weren't supposed to shoot that bit. He was meant to push it through, come out the other side, and then when the plunger goes through, it looks like it's still within him.
Right.
That's what I think, and they just kind of switched the angles at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's my impression.
It was, I don't know. I don't like the thought of using needles in a wrestling match.
I've seen it before in some backyard stuff, and I've never liked it.
No,
I don't like
needles. You don't like needles
I
anyway.
don't like needles now.
But it's a bit far. I mean, what does it really achieve?
Well, he knocked him out.
What message does
my
it
thought,
send,
my thought when he pulled it out was it's a tranquilizer.
It might be.
That's what my thought was.
Following the needle, Hangman grabs a chair and full-on headshot Swerve straight across the noggin.
Gimmicked chair, guaranteed it was a gimmicked chair.
So you end up
because you'll always have the WWE marks. Well, they shouldn't be doing headshots.
I mean, Swerve's head ends up like in the gap, so it was gimmicked, well aimed. Whatever.
It was probably soft metal like this can.
Yeah.
That would still make a hell of a noise if you hit on someone.
But as a result, Swerve is knocked out, whether it's a mixture of things.
So that's what makes me think it was a tranquilizer. Because he couldn't really dodge or do anything. He was literally prime for this chair hit.
So Hangman wins. And I don't know,
ref stoppage.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Well, its knockout was one of the
ways
you could win, so I think they went
TKO, I guess. Yeah, knockout.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it until the needles. It just doesn't sit right.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And maybe it's fine, but it's also like sends a bit of a message because kids are going to play wrestling, and you can do certain things safely. But as soon as you bring out a needle, I think that's too far. I think
that this was the least of the two. The plastic bag is the more dangerous.
The plastic bag for sure. Yeah,
kids aren't going to get their hands on needles very easily unless you know a crack den.
Yeah.
Right.
True. Plastic bag's more dangerous.
The plastic bag's more dangerous, but this was more uncomfortable.
And because this was part of the match as well, I think that's why it's hitting different.
Yeah.
It's lights out, it's unsanctioned, anything goes. Can't really complain, but it just made it sit wrong in my stomach, you know.
I get it. They needed to, obviously, they're burning the house now. Hangman needed to do something to be able to beat Swerve because he's never been able to beat him. And I kind of get where they were going.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a little too far with the needle. Maybe just the headshot. Maybe just sort of. But then I guess if you're going to handcuff him to the cage, it's just replicating what they did with Blood and Guts with Jack Perry. So it's different.
There may be an issue with escalation in terms of they've done so much. How do you top it? How do you go one up?
Yeah.
And maybe there's a need to reel
there's that
stuff
ceiling.
back.
Yeah.
So that they can build up again from scratch. I don't know how you do that without sort of losing momentum, but I don't know.
For me, so in terms of predictions, we both predicted Hangman to win, and obviously Hangman did win. In terms of this, now obviously we talk about MJF potentially having time off earlier for an injury angle. I get the feeling this is definitely setting up an injury angle. Even though the chair is gimmick, Swerve is most likely totally fine.
Yeah.
And they'll do concussion protocols and all this kind of stuff. They'll definitely have, and Swerve deserves some time off.
He deserves a holiday.
He does deserve a holiday.
Sunny.
And obviously the whole thing is now kind of circling back around to the Blackpool Combat Club, what the former BCC is doing. and I guess kind of leads into our final thoughts a little bit, is that they're kind of obviously turning this both of these into something that's going in a completely different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So Hangman and Swerve is done.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
And obviously we're now focusing more on the official main event and what happened after that with Claudio, Pac, Mox, etc.
Yeah.
And obviously because Mox said, no, this isn't your company anymore. Is this really going to be what people are thinking? Is Shane McMahon going to turn up and be the leader of this faction, of this whatever's going on with Moxley? Or are they just joining in with the Elite?
Yeah.
Is it the Elite really just reinforcing their numbers? You know, we don't know.
Muscle.
That's the thing. You know, so it's going to be interesting going forward. But yeah, the needle was too far.
Yeah.
The plastic bag,
I think too
far.
I wasn't. Really too far.
Yeah, I think it was a bit too far. I wasn't a fan of it, but I can kind of see why, because Moxley's pushing the boundaries.
Yes.
In terms of the two, I think the needle went further. I think the needle is worse because if, as you say, if a child gets a hold of a needle in the plastic bag, which is going to cause them more damage, potentially the needle.
Yeah,
potentially.
You can poke a hole in a plastic bag.
You can't clean a needle after it's been in someone's body and all the germs are already in there, you know? That's so
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see
but I
happens.
think we've seen the end of Swerve and Page for the time being. I think they will come to a point where they'll come back, and I don't think they'll get to this extreme again. It'll probably be like dog collar match, submission match. I mean, something like that. There will be another finite point to this, I think, down the line, but not for a while.
Sounds good. So that was All Out.
Yeah.
What was your least favourite match? I think I know.
Do you want to take a guess?
Cheetah Mone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yours too? Yeah. What would be your second least favourite match if you had to pick
No.
one? It's flipping the script, like.
God, I haven't prepared for this.
You know what? Yeah, never mind this. Yeah, no mind. What was your favourite match then?
I think it was Ospreay vs. Pac.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I think the gimmicky stuff's great, but with the needle stuff and...
Well, no, that was the plastic bag. Yeah. That was the needle.
The gimmicky.
Oh, I mean with the steel cage.
They're both gimmicky matches in the end.
Yeah, I was reading my notes and I think I missed something.
So yes, Ospreay Pac. I enjoyed the most.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm the same. MJF and Garcia was definitely a runner-up.
Oh yeah,
because that was incredible. Yeah, I mean there was only the one, and it wasn't even a dead match.
No,
it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to
be.
It was fine. It was mid.
It was mid, but it wasn't below mid.
Yeah,
so.
no. So it was good, and I think every one of these was a banger up until obviously the finish of Swerve and Page.
Took the wind out of it, but
yeah, but no, it was good. It was good too. It was good too. So I think it'll probably be kind of a little bit biased. But did you prefer All In or All Out?
All In, because we were there in the atmosphere.
I kind of figured that. Yeah,
it's biased.
I do feel that a lot of the matches there were quite a lot stronger as well.
There were more matches as well, but that probably doesn't.
There's only about like 2.
Yeah. No, it was great, and the Ospreay winning the title was like a bigger moment. Yeah. And Danielson winning was a huge moment. So there was this one. I don't think any titles changed hands.
No, I think it's the first time ever in an AEW pay-per-view that's happened.
Yeah,
crazy. I think.
So at least that does set up that the title doesn't have to change hands in a pay-per-view. So it's good to have that sort of set. Yeah. But yeah, All In had more big moments and less needles. And more corgis.
Yeah, more corgis.
Even if we couldn't actually see them while we were there.
And more assassins. Yeah, cool. All right, what's next? What have we got coming up next?
What's
Wrestling
next?
Wise.
Oh, Bad Blood, I think. WWE.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that'll
I want to say that's like October 6th, something like that. It's in that ballpark.
Hopefully that'll be fun.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
We got some video game stuff planned coming up and some board game stuff in between.
We may have unboxings. We don't know when stuff's arriving yet, so we don't know about that yet.
It's the joys of Kickstarters and crowdfunding.
Game found, yeah.
Great. Anything else?
No, if you got anything else, take it away.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Please do check out our other videos that are coming up, or past ones, what is. Like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Our socials are in the video description, which will take you to, on our link tree, which will take you to our socials. Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can talk to us there or in the comments. Let us know what your favourite match of the show was. And what do you see like coming next in the storyline from that?
Yeah.
Cool. That's all. All right. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
Don't play with bags of needles.
Don't play with bags of needles. Bye.
Bullet Club.